Hi there. So I just wanted to do another Real Talk today. This one about property management, and more specifically Regency Properties and Brad Hardy. Had a long conversation with Brad over the weekend. We did do a very short video, but I wanted to sort of take my takeaways from that conversation. So first and foremost, as a landlord, as someone who lives hours away from their properties, I don't recommend managing your own stuff. Right? I've had a property manager since the day one of my acquisitions. I've also been through 6 different firms for the first 6 years, right? And hiring and firing and doing all of those things is never fun. So after all of that and finally finding Regency Properties, these are the things that I think kind of makes a good firm. And I wanted to make sure I put these out here and just see what you thought. So first and foremost, I think it's imperative that you find out what the principal of the property manager does, right? So what I saw in my experience working with property managers is a lot of them are real estate agents, first and foremost, and they do property management kind of on the side, right? They kind of use it to kind of feed some of the bills. They look to get pocket listings and do those kinds of things. I'm sure there are great ones that do that. I did not find great success with that. The thing that I look for is a principal that is an investor first and foremost, right? When I go talk to a property manager, if I'm just catching up or talking with someone, it's like, how many units do you own, right? What are you investing in? And if they come back and say, hey, I have my primary house and I've got a vacation home on the lake, wrong answer. That's not interesting to me, right? I want to hear what they look for, right? If they say, hey, I look for 4plexes and 4plex only, great. How many do you have? Well, I got 4. Great, that's something. Or it's, I'm a single family home guy in Clovis. Great, how many do you have? I got 7. Great, I know what you're looking for. Or, I look for small unit apartments, 5 to 10 units, single story, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Great, how many do you have? A couple, right? I want the person to know what they're looking for and what they buy. That's important for me. Right, so the principal of the firm has to be an investor, because what I have seen when that happens is all the processes that they put in place are investor friendly, right? There's no single point of failure. There's no one person that could sort of be the person doing the invoice and the billing and the paying of the checks and all these things. When you sort of talk to a good property manager, there's 3 or 4 people that have to be in cahoots, and all of them have to be equally evil to steal money from you. And that's one of the things I think is important in a property management firm, is you have multiple steps and choke points to double check. The other thing you have to think about is how big is the team, the support staff. I've run into too many property management firms where there's a principal and like 2 people. Right, there's an admin that manages the phone, and then there's one person that runs around and knocks on doors and posts evictions and late pays and all of that. That's a little too mom and pop for me, right? Especially being an out-of-state guy, because that just means you're going to have delays, you're going to have time lags, you're not going to have the sense of urgency you want, right? So when you talk about Regency Properties, I think Brad shared, I think he had 35 people in the office, and he's outgrowing the office, and 50 people in the field. So I think there's a lot of goodness in that video that maybe didn't come across, so I wanted to put that out there. So again, Regency Properties in Fresno, someone I trust, I recommend, obviously. I've stayed with them now for well over 10 years. So, and then about Brad Hardy, he's very modest. There's actually, you could look him up, Brad Hardy, I think it's Forbes or Fortune 30 under 30. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, he was actually profiled by one of those magazines, and I don't remember which one it is. Type in Brad Hardy 30 under 30 and you'll see him. But also he's really an investor, and he is invested in Fresno, right? He's a part of planning boards. He's a young man that is entrenched in the community. So he's helped pull different areas up, not only with his investment dollars and others, but also making donations and working with different community leaders and all of those things. I think Brad's too modest, and he doesn't get the kudos and the recognition that he deserves. So do me a favor, if you see him, give him a high five, shake his hand, give him a big hug, whatever you're comfortable with. But he as an individual not only cares about his employees, his investors, but he cares about Fresno. And I think that's one of the subtle things that maybe I didn't appreciate being the analytical guy all these years, is if you care about people, like Brad does, you're going to be wildly successful. So again, I just wanted to sort of share this. I wasn't sure all this goodness came across in that short video from over the weekend, so I just wanted to put something together. Have a great day.